Carnival Makeup is fun. Actually, the more messed up it looks artistically, it's going to work for you. So it's not anything that we have to be very precise. Some people like that look, but you don't necessarily have to be that way with it. Just have fun with a little green, and you always want to pat your color onto your lid. By dragging the color, you're actually just moving the color. You're not doing anything with it, and you really wouldn't get the concentration of the color that you expect. So pat it on. It will also allow your makeup to last a lot longer.
So like when it comes to certain palettes of makeup, some of them may not be that pigmented. What should one do?
Being pigmented, I think, yes, there are eyeshadows, there are products that don't give you the finish that you expect, but having the right technique also helps. Like I said, by patting the eyeshadow onto your lid rather than doing this by dragging, you're just brushing it off. You're not really doing anything to allow it to stay, but by patting it, you're packing it on, and it's going to last a lot longer. That is, I guess, another trick or a key to having your eyeshadow last, even in general, a lot longer than when you would typically do it at home.
And when you talk about blending in your eyeshadows and choosing your colors, how does one go about it? Like sometimes all colors may not match.
Right. Well, it's not, I wouldn't say it's really a science, but there are undertones in colors. Some have, you just try to go, if you think of the color wheel, or if you do have a color wheel, that helps. But when you look at colors, you could always tell pastels, what are pastels, what have maybe a blue undertone, what is deeper, something that is a lot creamier. You have different textures, you have different tones, but you could always have an idea what works best. So I could literally put orange with this green once it's in the same tonal value, and it will work fine. So it doesn't have to be green and
blue and
yeah, because that is what we call a bit monochromatic. So it's carnival, so you want to make it fun, but at the same time, yes, it must remain balanced, it must look pretty, and that is more, I would say, having balance with color. You could tend to get away with a lot of things for carnival than on an everyday. We have already applied her first color on her lid. We are going to apply a color to her crease, which is going to be a blue. So let's work with a blue on our fluffy blending brush. We are going to apply a navy blue now. It is going to add a little depth. But you're applying it right above the crease, not totally in the crease, just so that it blends, and then you blend upward. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some people don't even blend at all, but it still must look pretty. It still must look balanced. So you're just applying that just before the inner theater, which is here, because we're going to add a highlight color in there. Don't necessarily have to do anything more in terms of the blending.
Do you recommend in terms of actual eyeshadows for different skin colors?
Eyeshadows in terms of pigmentation, and well, everybody has a different tonal value. Everybody's skin is also different.
So like bright colors may look on fair people.
You can actually, people are of the assumption that you can't use bright colors if you're dark, but if it's balanced with your skin's natural tonal value, not your undertone per se, but with the depth of your skin, meaning your color, how dark you are, how fair you are. Those colors are what's supposed to complement that skin, because we tend to, if you're very, very fair or very light skinned, anything that is too dark or heavy tends to look a little bit harsh, or what we will say sometimes. Not only that, it looks gothic. Very harsh, it doesn't give you a soft appearance. That doesn't mean you can't use something that is black, but maybe you could use a dark brown rather than using black, and it will soften the appearance but still give the illusion to someone who's looking at a fair skinned person that it's possibly black and not dark brown. Okay, so we are going to add a little shimmer.
I love that neon.
Yeah, so we're gonna add, it's a loose pigment.
So you suggest anywhere people can pick up any certain type of pigment or any kind of thing like that?
You can.
Is there anything that people have to watch out, especially for like glitter and these sort of things?
When they purchasing eyeshadows?
Products, yeah.
Well, it's all dependent on personal taste or the look that you're trying to achieve, because there's such a wide variety of options, from what we call foiled, we have matte, we have shimmer, we have neons. So it's really dependent on what you're trying to achieve and what will work best with you. Some people just prefer matte colors. Matte colors don't have any shimmer, they're not very shiny. And then there are the people who liked what we call the foil ones. They're a lot more shimmery, a little more shine, a little more pop. So it's really dependent on the person and the look that they're trying to achieve. So we've added this neon, it's yellow, just to add a little
pigment to the teardrop,
just to brighten the inner corner of your eye. But we all keep in with the whole theme of Carnival, so everything is still bright and pretty and right. So the eyes are almost done. We just have, so basically we have added 3 colors so far. I'm gonna close a minute. We have your lid color, your crease color, and we have a highlight color. Now some people go as far as for the same highlight color on their brow bone. Nothing is wrong with that. I prefer not to do that. So if you're wearing gold or silver or anything along that, I would look for something a little more neutral. Now it's also dependent on the person.
What about glitter lips?
Yeah, you could even do things like that. So what you do with your eyes also is dependent on what you're going to do with the rest of your face, how intense it's going to be in terms of the color.
So if you do so many things with the eye now, when I'm understanding that you're doing the highlight of the top of the brow bone.
Some people would, what they would do, they would normally stick gems, they would have glitter. So it's dependent on the person. Some people like everything on their face. Some people would prefer their eyes worked up. Some people would prefer a softer, simpler look on their eyes and work with the gems and the glitter and, you know, the crazy lashes and stuff like that. So it's not absolutely necessary to do, you know, all of this, but it's also dependent on the person and what it is that they want to achieve. Right, so the eyes are more or less done. I do have a little fallout there, but remember I said with Carnival, it's okay to get a little messy at times. Because all the glitz, all the
glamour,
shimmer, everything
it
works.
can be an artistic canvas.
Yes, it works. It works really well. So you don't really have to be too structured or thing. Now, some people who like a little more depth, a little more dimension, I'll just do a little something extra just to show you what that will look like. Because we only have basically 3 colors, well 4 colors, because we added a different tone for your highlight. but I'm going to add a little bit of depth, and by adding a little bit of depth it makes it a little more dramatic.
Okay.
So let's do that.
It's
I'll
carnival,
add, yes, so
empty.
I'll add a little bit of black, not too much,
Okay.
just to give it some intensity.
So do you have any is there any trend for makeup for this Carnival 2016? Are you seeing anything coming out?
Well, typically everybody likes this winged or Arab, what we call the Arabic look, very accentuated eyes and stuff like that. But I do have a lot of clients that stick to what we call beauty, and they, you know, a few gems, just something to make it look pretty.
I
Rather
see, like
than,
some people do a lot of gems on one half of the side of the face.
Yeah, so typically it's the same look, just all that they do with it. And when I mean the same look as in, you could do your regular face, just change your lipstick, what you would typically do, just and add your gems and stuff like that, and that is what we would categorize as beauty, right? So we have amplified this look a little bit, and by following your crease,
Sorry.
by following your crease, you could create or go as far as to even calling it a cut crease, which, as you can tell, is very simple. Just following your crease, your natural crease, and blending to soften it a little bit. And
so basically, the viewers can see a difference between the eye before and the eye
yeah, so
you have just
if
done.
you would, so if you would close a minute, you could see where we intensify the same look and where we have left it a lot simpler, a lot. So if you want something with a little more drama, you could add a deeper, probably you could have darkened the blue, add a little purple. In this case, I just use a little bit of black, but that is totally up to you. Again, it's all dependent on the look that you're trying to achieve. Okay, so we are going to line your eyes. We use a liquid. Again, choice. Some people like to use pencil, some people like to use the liquid eyeliners, gel. It really depends on the person. That's really personal choice. So, and then maybe sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I would go over with a little gel eyeliner.
And I'm also seeing that you're using a Dover product as well.
Yes, they asked me to try it, and it's actually really quite effective. It glides on, and I'm sure you all could see that I'm not having to go back and forth with the pen just to get the payoff.
I think the Caramel Cosmetic liquid pen is really good.
It is actually for something local. They asked me to try it, and I've tried it, and it really has a nice finish. Like that. So I'm gonna line your lower lash line, however, with just to add a little interest, let's put a little bit of blue. So you got a little blue. Just to your lower lash line. Now I'm using a crayon or a blue eyeliner. Eyeliners are wax, so you must set anything that is wax with a powder. So I'm gonna go over this liner with a blue eyeshadow so that it doesn't run or smear or get all over the place during the course of the day, and it helps give it longevity. Like that, right? And another thing to note that anything that is blue or green tends to bring out brown eyes. So that's a plus for those of us who have brown eyes and don't have the blue eyes and the green eyes and all those what we call the pretty eyes. But I mean, nothing is wrong with brown eyes if you know how to amp it up and how to play with it. Green and blue are two colors that, you know, brings a little drama. It pops the look of the brown in your eyes. Okay, so I'm just gonna take, because gel eyeliner is waterproof, before I set the pencil work that I did below on your lower lash line, I am going to tightline or apply what we call your lower waterline. I'm going to apply some black gel eyeliner to that. And gel eyeliner is waterproof, so it's definitely going to last. Okay, so I'm going to set that blue eyeshadow now. Again, we're just pushing the color in, not dragging anything. Let me do your mascara, and I'll show you how we're going to kind of balance all the little flaws and all the little things that don't look perfect. I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. I'm just gonna soften that a little bit. Actually, we can clamp your lashes first. For those who can't put on lashes, extensions, or have them done before, you can, it doesn't matter how short your lashes are, I'm sure you can clamp them. If you can't and you don't feel comfortable, you can get a very good mascara to use. So close your eyes. Just get, don't forget your lower lashes, get your eyes. So any gems, I'll show you how to put a little glitter on. If you don't have gems or you don't have anything out of the way, most people tend to always have glitter. How you can make your glitter a little bit more functional. Just down the spots where for the glue.
So I'm basically saying it's a gem.
Yes, without actually having to use a gem.
But which one is more long lasting?
It doesn't matter, because all of them you have to use glue to apply it anyway. So I am still going to add a little bit of glitter. This glitter is actually, and this one, it's in the shape of stars. Some people like to do it all over their face. Just spotting wherever I want to add that accent. And yes, I am going to add red. Just feeling like this.
I like the fact that you do one side and you keep the other side clean.
Yeah, it looks nice. A lot of people tend to like that. Just the, like I said, it's just demonstrating how messy you can be with it and still look very pretty. Just go with it. It's Carnival. Have fun.
So now nobody will think of what color lips
No.
we're going to do now, right?
Well, we could. Let's do pink. Caramel lip art. It's a good product, especially for Carnival, to use something that is mattifying. but yet has enough moisture so that it doesn't feel uncomfortable throughout the day. You don't have to worry about, you know, lipstick and lip liners, and unless of course you're using an actual lipstick, or lip liner is always recommended so that it doesn't feather and stray off your lips. That's the purpose of a lip liner.
So I hope you try this look, and I hope you achieve the same look, because I mean, Alicia went step by step with us. And thank you again, Alicia.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. And anybody could achieve this on their own for Carnival.